Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Marketing in the Madness. Now, as you may see behind me, if you're watching and not just listening, we are not actually called Marketing in the Madness anymore. For the next few weeks, there are some very special episodes coming because we are live backstage in the Female Leaders Club at Madfest. So, at the moment, we are called Marketing in the Madfest rather than Marketing in the Madness. So there's going to be a few special episodes coming at you, this being one of them, which I really hope you enjoy. We're going to be uncovering not just the marketing innovations that get us further, but also the cultural innovations that need to happen to get women ahead at work.
So I lost my job and thought, it's now. And it's one of the most terrifying things that I've ever done.
It was fucking shit. It is really shit. I personally felt like I'd just not been thought about. Like, oh, we forgot about Katie because she's on maternity leave. But there was me, excited to come back to my career, excited to, use the things I'd learned.
I'd never been able to find the community that put marketing with being a mother.
Oh, sorry. We forgot about you and you've lost your job.
Stepping out of work, having my children, coming back, everything just looked and felt completely different.
You have to become so freaking organised. You're planning the way that you construct your day, your week, your month.
Fucking boring place to not have mothers at work. No one's got a sense of humour like a mother.
God, yeah. I mean, the things that we have to go through, you've got to have a fucking awesome sense of humour, honestly.
Can't say anything because otherwise the human race will stop.
Our generation is the first having to put ourselves out there on social media.
And it's just become such an incredible space of celebration. Like what I see every single day, just knocks me out, blows me away, all of it.
Hey guys, and welcome to a very special episode of Marketing in the Madness. In fact, as you can probably see behind me, we've changed our name. This week, we are marketing in the Madfest because I am live at Madfest with the fantastic Claire Ferreira.
Perfect.
I want to say Claire Ferreira Rochelle, but apparently we don't quite have that brand equity yet, but that's why we're doing the podcast and it's going to happen today. So Claire is joining me from Mums in Marketing, which of course I am a freaking mum in marketing. So I'm super excited to have you with us. I mean, you're going to be on stage later. I'm learning more about the Mums in Marketing community myself. And I'm hoping that you're going to be able to tell me a lot about what you're doing, why you're doing it. And I guess, all the principles that sit behind Mums in Marketing. So let's start there, Claire. Why have you started Mums in Marketing?
So originally, Mums in Marketing was to meet the need that I'd been looking for. It was a space I'd never been able to find the community that put marketing with being a mother. Like you could get one or the other, but I wanted where you could talk about, trying to wean, but also multi-million pound campaigns. I wanted to celebrate getting the website live. I wanted the people who got excited with like the smell of fresh prints and seeing an out of home campaign going live alongside all of the worries. Not just about being a parent or a mother, but of just being human and having all those everyday moments. So it came from my own experiences of stepping out of work, having my children, coming back. Everything just looked and felt completely different and feeling incredibly alone in that journey. Not being able to talk to anyone about it. And in fact, quite the opposite, being silent and not sharing anything, how it felt. So I lost my job and thought, it's now. And it's one of the most terrifying things that I've ever done. Probably outside of having my kids, because that is the most terrifying. But it's really frightening to put myself out there, but grew really quickly. And it's just become such an incredible space of celebration. And that in itself is just like what I see every single day, just knocks me out, blows me away, all of it.
Amazing freaking women. It's actually funny that you said that. I don't know if I've spoken about this in the podcast before because I was also made redundant whilst I was pregnant and ended up having to get a recruitment lawyer to help me to make sure I got peanuts, but I got something because they were literally just going to, like, I went to go, hey, when am I coming back? I worked for a drinks brand at the time. When am I coming back? What's the plan? And they were like, oh, sorry, we've made a round of redundancies. We forgot to tell you about yours. I was like, what? Whilst I was on maternity leave.
So I don't think it is talked about enough. And I mean, the thing is that happening at a time in your life where, you've been through such a momentous physical journey. We always say fucking journey like you're going somewhere nice. Yeah. But then for that to happen at a point where you need all of your reserves, I mean, it's distressing.
Yeah. I mean, we can swear, Claire, it was fucking shit. It is really shit. I think the way that we're treating, it was a bit like, I personally felt like I'd just not been thought about. Like, oh, we forgot about Katie because she's on maternity leave. But there was me, excited to come back to my career, excited to, use the things I'd learned becoming a new mum, all the new skills, all the, I mean, you have to become so freaking organized. You're planning the way that you construct your day, your week, your month. Like you have to, I was like, yes, I've learned a lot by being a mum. My daughter was almost like, because I've always been very entrepreneurial, she was a bit like my new project. We were at different classes every day and I was like, cool, I've like learned all these cool new things. And then I was like, oh, sorry, we forgot about you and you've lost your job.
And just around that, I think it's such a missed opportunity.
Oh, totally.
Particularly, in our industry. So how many products, services, with the consumer in mind at the end. But also B2B, like, 50% of the population are female. Of those, we've got mothers in there. Being able to have that shared experience brings you closer. Immediately, you've got a connection. Now I can speak to that on what that brings. But I think just at the side of it, I think there's great lessons to be learned around keeping in touch days and not making an assumption that everyone else's experience is the same. Like, oh, we'll not disturb them and they don't want to. It's not always the case. That was your experience. I didn't wear lipstick for 2 years. So, like, I will doff my cap to you. But that's the thing, not to make that assumption.
Yeah, exactly. You've got to keep the conversation open, which
totally,
I guess, is exactly what you're trying to do with Mums in Marketing. Yeah. So tell me, obviously, you've got this fantastic community and like you say, sharing is caring, us learning from each other, feeling that you've got people that can empathize with you, that can understand the struggles we have to go through. Being a mum, what's your aim? Why does Mums in Marketing exist and what change are you trying to make?
To keep mothers in our industry. However that looks for them, the goal is that if we're all together on that, it's easier. So I just got really frustrated. At the same time, I was wanting to create a space for, yes, having that closeness, yes, having that connection. What I really wanted was all women to come together to see each other, all these mothers to look around and go, oh yeah, there's fucking loads of us. Let's do this. Let's start the wheel turning. And it has happened in such a short space of time. And so now, when I see those posts, I pushed back on that salary increase. Thank you for your responses to my post. I've got X amount extra. Or thank you for your responses for my post. I did go for that job, even though I felt like I didn't necessarily have the skills. So it's not that incredible mims, and I fucking love them. It's not that they're not capable and not that they know, but sometimes it's just bloody human to have someone in your corner.
Yeah.
Just for those days. And it's not all like doom and gloom and, everyone like flinging themselves on the floor. Yeah. It's actually the complete opposite because it's when one person reaches out, thousands fucking raw.
I love that. That is so true. And it is that encouragement that, I'm actually mentoring not all of, but a group of, at the moment, 7 women across Eon Next digital marketing and product team to help them get further in their career. And I'm literally mentoring them. We're doing some really interesting, I guess, different things that we're trying and getting people in to inspire them. But they've got me to talk about, like, how did I get to founding my own business? How did I grow in my career to give them that encouragement, that confidence, and
Amazing.
to help them build their network, to do all the things that you need to do to get ahead in your career. Now, we talked about something pre the recording. We haven't planned this much, guys. This has been very on the fly, but we did talk about one thing which I thought is incredibly interesting, and I probably haven't spent enough time thinking about, which is when women leave to go and have a baby, often they feel, when they finish their maternity leave, if they don't get made redundant like me, which is in the end what I ended up doing, they have to go out to work on their own. So they have to become a freelance marketer because, and I do not know what all the answers are, because I try to do my best to support, but it's not so easy, because when they want to come back to work, the flexibility in working that they need is not available. Now, I have had many a mum work for me. I've had two people actually go off on maternity leave and come back. One is still with me. But it's really like, I have said to them, when you come back, do the hours that work for you. I am totally happy for them to pick the hours that work for them. Now, the one thing that and maybe I should do, and it's something that I've thought about, because one of the team that have recently just left has left for this reason, is holidays. Like, 5-6 weeks holidays is not enough when you've got kids at school who get 3 months worth of holiday a year. So flexibility in terms of, I thought, we're really flexible at Street, like, which we are.
So true.
But not enough, because I need to be, but how do I do that hard for me as a small business, but I do think, I don't know, the world of work is designed, or this world of school is designed around an economy like 100 years, I don't know, maybe not 100 years, 60, 70 years ago, like the school debt, like it was really hard for me. I used to have to plan my daughter's summer holidays down to an absolute T, with getting people to help, sort of like get me saying to one mum, well, I'll take a week off and I'll look after your daughter, while you take a week off, you take after my daughter. I'll do 6 weeks of summer club. I'll do, which she hated, like really hard, and it's expensive. By the time, luckily I was on a big enough salary to make it work. But a lot of my friends, who are nurses, who earn good money, because childcare costs so much, it's not actually worth them working for those weeks over the summer, because you've got to take 6, 7, 8 weeks bloody holiday.
This is the thing. So industry, businesses feel like change is being made, and in some sectors potentially. And yet we have a situation in the country where we're being squeezed from both bloody ends. So you might get to a point in your career where you think, okay, financially, I've reached a point where I could, I might think about having a family, or it could be just taking a break, because, I don't think flexible working is just our fight. But for mothers, I will speak to mothers. So you get to that point. Okay, great. Well, first of all, when you go back, the gender pay gap is what it is, and you are going to have a few years essentially wiped off your experience just because you stepped out the door. On top of that, then, you're also going to get, I'm on a right bloody rant now.
I love this.
But you're also then going to essentially get taxed with the childcare situation, and everyone's looking around and pointing the finger at each other, because industry and organisations are like, well, we're trying to put in place flexible working, and yet... And what you're talking about there with Holiday Club, and if one of your children gets ill and cannot go, or if the Holiday Club has a holiday, school clubs, and it's just that flexibility is not just about you can work from home. Flexibility it's like brand. Brand is not just a logo. It's who you are. It's what you stand for. It's in your organisation. It's the people that work for you. It's knowing your culture, your values, all of that. Flexibility is the same thing. It's not just like, oh, there you go. We'll do hybrid. It's so much more. But the benefits to it, and what women put into the workforce, and what it represents as well, like, oh, what a fucking boring place to not have mothers at work. No one's got a sense of humour like a mother.
Oh my God, yeah. I mean, the things that we have to go through, you've got to have a fucking awesome sense of humour, honestly. Pain of childbirth, that alone. There was one other thing that we spoke about earlier, which I think I'd really like to dial into, because... I hadn't really thought about it. But something that we spoke about earlier that I really want to dial into, and you're so right, is we are potentially, I'm not claiming this is mine, by the way. This is a statement by Claire
Look at
Ferreira.
me watching you.
Yeah,
Let's
you're
see
fucking
where the
you're
credit's
fucking-
going.
You're fucking stealing my saying.
No, not so harsh, but gently.
But it's true. Like, we are the first women to have to put us, our generation is the first having to put ourselves out there on social media. Yeah, am I allowed to ask you how old you are, Claire?
I'm 50.
Oh my God, you look awesome. I love you for 50. Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Well, I'm 41 and
Looking gorgeous.
Thanks, darling. But this is literally, I social media wasn't even a thing till I was in my nearly mid-20s. I think Facebook, MySpace came out, so I guess I've got a bit of experience, but that's a lot of us in our kind of generation. That was in your 30s. We're teaching ourselves something pretty new here. So yeah, give me your thoughts on that. Sorry, I'm stealing your thing.
No, I love it. And because I think there's something else on top of that as well, and this is something I do talk about, is that we are in a very weird fucking paradox where social and the digital space is our world for work and we fucking love it. But in the same instance, we're raising children in that now. So that is an absolute dichotomy of where'd you go with it? It's a very strange and bizarre thing to be in. But what you were talking about there, that we discussed, I mentioned it, but it's something that has really been bubbling up inside of me, is the absolute bravery of women at the moment to do that. So if you're a mother, you are encountering the situation as it is in the world of work. So you might be a mother who has been in a situation where you can't get flexibility, or you started your own business. To grow your business, you need to, we hear the word become visible. So make yourself visible. Yet as women, we might have grown up with that very opposite message. So we are fighting back again, years of, how it should look to be a woman, how you should be. And we are absolutely putting ourselves, not just out there. And raising our heads above the parapet, saying, yes, I'm going to talk about me and my business. Fucking hell, that is, and stepping into it. So quite often you might hear mothers or women who've talked about, when I was working for a brand or when I was at the but now it's talking about me. So I would love to celebrate all the women who are doing that, because that is 100 times more. Before, we had our in-person communities. My mum used to, when we were kids, my mum had a part-time job, got it through a friend. It was all like that. Now our world has changed, and for us to get work, we are putting ourselves out there. It's like you're fucking going on telly every single day.
Yeah, it is. And we're having to do it without any training. But I do think
it's incredible. I really want to just say that if anyone, at the minute is doubting themselves or feels like that's a struggle, just know what you are doing by even doing it.
Inspire one other woman who's worried, who's scared, who's doubting themselves after having a baby. You've made all the difference.
Any point in parenting.
Yeah, any point.
Any point, because, it never ends.
Yeah. Well, Claire, I just want to say an absolute delight to have you on. Honestly, I'm super inspired. I'm proud to be a mum in marketing myself. Yeah. I really want to make sure that we do more stuff together.
Perfect.
We're going to be following you even more closely.
Amazing.
And enjoy the rest of Madfest.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Hey guys, me again. I hope you enjoyed the episode that you've just listened to. And if you did, I'm going to do the annoying thing that all podcasters do, which is go and ask you to subscribe, because it really does make a difference to our rankings. And please do go subscribe, leave a comment, give us a 5-star review if you did love it. If you want to get in touch, do check out the email address in the show notes. Most importantly, again, if you're on YouTube, please subscribe by clicking the button somewhere that is on this screen. And it'll mean that you get notified when new episodes go live.